only feel for it.
Good morning, Coach.
What's going on, Coach?
What's up, man? All right, how you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good, Coach. Man, it's always a pleasure to have you on. Every 4 years for the Olympics. It's always a good
I
time to
know
have you on.
it. That's about the last time you guys asked me to be on the show. Was about 4 years ago.
No. You've been on since then.
see how you act.
Your favorite Olympian. I'm your favorite Olympian to talk about.
That's right. So, Coach, as you can imagine, we've been talking about the Olympics. We've been talking about it quite a bit. And, having that Olympic experience, tell people just a little bit about your Olympic experience and, and how you enjoyed it and what it was like for you. Because we've been talking about Dean's impact on the Olympics that year and all the stuff that led up to it. But talk about your experience a little bit.
Well, you guys know this. You heard me talk about it before. The older I get, the more it means. To stand on that podium and, with the flag raising and, anthem playing, that's a feeling that I'll remember the rest of my life. But, getting there wasn't quite so easy. We were 100 players were invited to Raleigh to try out for the team, and out of that for a week, and out of that 100, 15 were moved to Chapel Hill. And out of that 15, 12 of us were selected. But, it was just one of those things that moved very quick. Coach Smith only had about 6 weeks to put together a team of all amateur players in 1976 playing against guys and teams that had been playing together and were pros in other countries.
Man, we're talking to the great Phil Ford, 1976 gold medalist, and again, just unbelievable time. Give people a little backdrop why it was somewhat important that you guys came out with the gold medal, given what happened 4 years prior to that, Coach.
In 1972, there was a very controversial ending to the Olympic gold medal game. It's the United States against the Soviet Union. And it was the first time the United States had ever lost a basketball game. And believe it or not, that game is still under protest. The United States hasn't accepted the ending to that game, and those silver medals are in a vault somewhere in the world. I don't know if anybody knows where they are. But 4 years later, it was up to the 76 team, I guess, to bring the gold medal back to the United States. And there was some controversy because Coach Smith was the head coach. Coach Guthridge, his assistant, was an assistant coach. His assistant at Carolina was an assistant coach on the Olympic team. And John Thompson, his good friend, was an assistant coach. But there were 4 players on the team from North Carolina: Mitch Kupchak, Walter Davis, Tommy Lagarde, and myself. And there were 3 other players from 3 other ACC schools: Tate Armstrong from Duke, Kenny Carr from State, and Steve Shepard from Maryland. So there were 7 ACC players on the team, and no one was predicting us to win. Everybody was saying, we weren't tough enough. We didn't have enough, good players in the middle to compete against the bigger and larger European players. But in 6 weeks, Coach Smith put together a team, and we just kept getting better and better, and we were able to win a gold medal.
Well, outstanding. We're talking with Coach Phil Ford, UNC Tar Heel legend and great, and also 1976 Olympic champion. Coach, just hearing, just thinking about that time and that era, talk a little bit about the spirit in the, I guess in the Olympic Village, or just being around so many other professional athletes, and then the security, around you guys at the time and what that was like, because a lot of people don't realize what it was really like, playing overseas back then, and the threats and all the kind of stuff that was going on. Talk about some of that.
Well, in the 1972 Olympics, some Palestinian terrorists stormed the village and kidnapped some Jewish athletes and actually killed some of the Jewish athletes. So security in 1976 was really, really good. It's funny that Ernie Grunfeld, another teammate that played at Tennessee, and I were sitting out over this hill one afternoon overlooking the village, and each country gave their athletes these pins, these pins in all of your gear. And the pins basically were to actually start a conversation with someone from another country, and they had pens too, and you would exchange pens, and you would just try to see who could get the most pens.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ernie and I were sitting out over the village up on this kind of hill looking down, and, man, you had different creeds, different colors, different nationalities, different races, just everything, and everybody was kind of down there mingling, laughing, getting along. And Ernie, I said, man, wouldn't it be cool if the whole world was like that?
Mm.
And as soon as I said that, one of the Canadian soldiers outside of the gate walked past us with like a submachine gun out of his neck. And Ernie and I just started laughing. We just looked at it and said, it's okay in here, but it's not ready for out there yet. But
oh, man.
it was a great experience.
Yeah, and
it's
funny you mentioned that. And that was 1976. So fast forward to 2024.
Same guard.
It's the same things as this. We talking to the 1976 gold medalist Olympian Phil Ford right here on the Sports Shop. Coach, I do want to get into a couple other things. You shared this story with me many times about how, of course, Coach Smith, the great Coach Dean Smith was you guys' coach, and he very rarely talked about winning or doing things differently than he normally do during the course of the season, regular season. But he was a little different during this Olympics. Talk about that, if you will.
The Olympics were the only time in my life, not when I was a member of the team at Carolina. I mean, as an assistant coach, since I've known him, I met Coach Smith when I was 17 years old. The only time I ever heard him say the most important thing involving a basketball game is to win was in the Olympics. He never said that at Carolina. He said, if we play hard, we play smart, we play together, we have fun. Winning is a byproduct of doing those things. But he said in the Olympics, anything except us winning would be a failure.
Wow.
And I guess, because you think about it, man, he had 6 weeks to put together a team that was going to compete against guys that have been playing together for years. So, he didn't have time to, put up with problems. He didn't have time with guys, not listening and doing what he was going to say. He just had people on the team that he thought was going to buy into what he said and what we were trying to do. And I think that's how he picked the team. And he let everybody know that if we didn't win a gold medal, no matter what else happened, it wouldn't be successful.
Wow, outstanding. We're talking with UNC Tar Heel legend, friend of the show, Coach Phil Ford, and 1976 Olympic champion. And, Coach, last question for me. Just looking at the game today and the professional players that are playing today and talking about the competition of the sport today, and we're talking about basketball right now, what's your take on it right now and how it has changed into where it is a lot more competitive than it was before?
Oh, I was without a doubt. Man, you look at other countries and they got almost just as many NBA players, not pro players in other countries. I'm talking about NBA players.
Yeah, right.
We do.
Right.
So, the game has really gone international, and I think it's going to continue to grow. It's great. It's a different game now, I think, with the three-point shot, the emphasis on the three-point shot now. But guys are just so athletic and so skilled. It's fun to watch. I really enjoy watching the game today. I think it would be hard for amateurs to go now and compete with the other teams if it was just only amateurs like it was back when I played. But I'm just the Olympic Games are always going to have a special part in my life, and like I said, the older I get, the more it means to me. I guess I'm getting to that point of get off my grass right now. So when I'm watching the Olympics, I don't want anybody to disturb me.
A friend of mine, Dale Vereen, he wanted me to ask you this question. What's your greatest memory from that experience?
Standing on the podium with the gold medals around our necks and as a team, and the flag raising and the anthem playing, and, with the Yugoslavian and the Soviet team, being on on a podium a little lower than us. It was really cool.
Last question.
I won't tell you what I was thinking.
No, I already know. We on the radio. We on the radio. You can't say that. But real quickly though, it's been a common thread this whole week, and we're gonna do the Sports Shop check-in tomorrow with this question: 1992 Dream Team versus 2024 Dream Team. Who you got, Coach?
On 92, but then again, I'm get off my grass too. So.
They're going A-Town says it's about the demo.
It's all about the demographic.
Demographic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, speaking of get on my grass, I wasn't gonna let you go, Coach, before I had to get you. Well, where the hell is the medal? Do you know where it is?
I do know. My window war, I'm not sure, but I do know.
He said the window war is like, I think, did he just flex there?
I have lost it 4 or 5 times.
Did he just flex on us, Kmac? Oh, the Wonder Woman, but the best player in America. That's in the garage somewhere.
I know what an Emmy is, but I can't
find an Oscar.
I don't know where that one is. All right, Coach.
The great Coach Field for Coach, appreciate you, man. Love you, brother. Take care. We'll see.
Yeah, he said, I know what this one is. But I don't know
with the Wonder Boy, it may be somewhere back in the garage.
They were talking to Michael Phelps, and they were asking about his medals. He goes, I don't know what the silvers are. Like, he only displays the gold medal.
Man, that was funny.
Like, it's in a drawer somewhere.